we wanted to make a way for people to like learn and grow their careers together rather than having that information siloed into private networks. So Ladder is basically kind of like a LinkedIn meets Reddit sort of deal, where you can join communities based on your own career interests and interact with other fellow students and kind of like navigate your careers together.
Okay, so in today's video, I'm gonna be going to DTLA with my friend Luis, who has the camera right now.
Hello.
Say hey. And he is on the founding team at Ladder. He's the first employee. And we're gonna be heading to DTLA. I'm gonna take him to some spots there, Grand Central Market. Have you ever been to Grand Central Market?
I have not, no.
Never been. So it is one of the oldest public markets in Los Angeles, and it has a lot of different cuisines and cultures from LA as well. And we're gonna hit a few different photo spots as well, and then potentially go to Griffith Observatory, see the nice views, get some cool shots. Ready?
Sounds good.
Sounds good. All right, let's go. Ears piercing that you got.
This pierce, oh yeah, I got my ears pierced the other day, just one ear, the left one. Spontaneous decision. This is the car tour. We have the old Starbucks cup and my JBL speaker blasting Lord.
Yeah, tell us about your music taste, Luis.
My music taste. Okay, so my music taste changes on the daily. It depends on my mood. I have like playlists for literally everything, whether it's like, you know, like driving with the rooftop at night or like being super emo in your bedroom at 2 in the morning. Like it changes. So this current playlist is called Unexplained Nostalgia, just because I feel like driving through LA during the day, it's kind of that vibe. So it's a lot of like MGMT, The Neighborhood, M83, like The Killers, Panic, stuff like that.
To find some parking.
So what's going on right now?
Trying to find parking in DTLA. It's really hard. Okay, so we just got to DTLA. We found parking.
Yes, sir.
We're here, gonna walk up to Grand Central Market now, get some food. What's your take on DTLA so far?
It's large.
Okay, so we have just arrived at Grand Central, and we're gonna look for some food to eat. They have Filipino rice bowls here, they have Chinese food, Mexican food, and a lot of different options. Luis had been wanting to get some jewelry as well, so he's checking out the jewelry here. Thank you.
Thank you, sorry for the wait.
No, good. Got our drinks, and we're gonna head on to Angeles Flight Tram, and we're gonna find a spot and chat.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
We're on the tram.
We are on the tram. So Angeles Flight Railway actually proclaims to be the world's shortest railway, and it only takes about 50 seconds to go up from the bottom to the top, and it opened in 1901, so it is about 120 years old so far. How was your ride up, Luis?
Scary.
Scary? Why
No,
was
I'm
it
kidding.
scary?
It was great. It was great. I loved it.
Okay, so Luis, why don't you share, just to give us a quick rundown of who you are.
Of who I am.
And for the people that don't know what Ladder is, you can give them a quick spiel about that.
Yeah.
And the story behind how that got started.
Yeah, no, so I'm Luis. This is like my little like career elevator pitch, I feels like. So I recently graduated from college back in December. I'm currently working at a startup called Ladder. Ladder is basically, our fun little catchphrase is that we're taking on LinkedIn. It's basically a professional network based around communities rather than networks, right? So the whole reason we started in the first place is that we saw that finding opportunities in like professional spaces like wasn't kind of like democratized to everyone, right? Like it's only if you're at like the top colleges or stuff like that. And so we wanted to make a way for people to like learn and grow their careers together rather than having that information siloed into private networks. So Ladder is basically kind of like a LinkedIn meets Reddit sort of deal, where you can join communities based on your own career interests and interact with other fellow students and kind of like navigate your careers together. So we have around a few 10,000s of students like on the platform right now. We launched back in September, always looking for more students. So if you're like figuring out what you're trying to do, we have a bunch of communities, whether it be like software engineering or like if you want to be a creator, or like marketing and sales, kind of everything in that kind of space. But yeah, my background's kind of in like talent and recruiting, so I've worked with a lot of like talent and recruiting things in the past. I like led fellowship recruiting at a lot of tech fellowships, and then yeah, now at Ladder I'm basically managing like all things people, so like growth, ops, community, recruiting, all those fun little things. But yeah, that's a little bit what I do.
That's awesome. Can you share more of the story behind how it got started?
Yeah, so back in when COVID kind of hit, so like around like March-ish, we put out basically like Ladder used to be called Remote Students, and Remote Students was basically a newsletter that kind of shared opportunities for students that had lost their internships, and we're kind of figuring things out due to COVID-19. So it was just like a simple newsletter. We posted it on LinkedIn, and it went like super viral. There were like tens of thousands of students, and we had like 80,000 people subscribed to this like little newsletter for articles. And so like talking to those students, we realized that there needed to be a better platform to share these opportunities, rather than just like one-off like newsletters and stuff like that too. And so that's when the idea of when Ladder becoming like a product kind of came through. So our two co-founders, Akshay and Andrew, they actually quit their jobs at Facebook to end up building Ladder. They went through an accelerator. We raised a bunch of funding and like launched the product in September, and then went from a newsletter to like a full-fledged kind of product that has a lot of students on it. So that's kind of what we do. Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I think that the platform definitely will help a lot of students. Okay, so we're now heading to West 4th Street Bridge. You can see more views of the city, and it's also a really cool photo spot if you ever want to check it out for night photos. Okay, so here we are. You can see the views of DTLA, and it looks a lot nicer at night. You can see all of the lights, but there it is. You can see all the cars moving. Okay, what are 3 quirks that you have?
I go really deep into YouTube like black holes. Like I will sit, like if I find like a good like thing, then I will watch, like I'll go like really deep into it for like hours to days on end. Just with Mafia games, I guess if that's a quirk. I don't know. My brand is always like being from the Midwest and buying clothes, and that's it.
That's true.
So is that a quirk? Being from the Midwest?
Quirk.
Yeah. Being from rural Missouri.
Yeah.
It's a fun time. All we do is go to Walmart.
What are 3 words that your friends would use to describe you?
Okay, 3 words that my friends would use to describe me. Confusing. I have a very weird like schedule where like I'll do work at like 1 to like 4 a.m. or something like that, and so like back in college, like I'd always be like asleep 24/7 during the day, and they'd always be confused as to like how I get work done while also sleeping the entire time. Head ass, if I'm allowed to say that.
Head ass, okay. What does that mean? He has a lot of lingo that you have to explain. That is one thing about Luis.
Head ass is, I guess it's a quirk. Head ass basically meaning stupid but in a smart way, if that makes sense. Okay. That's how I would describe it. And then trustworthy, I would say. I get a lot of I hear a lot of tea. I always like have all my friends like, I don't know, just like telling me stuff, and it's like I'm glad that I'm kind of trusted to like do that, so it's really nice. But yeah, those are my 3.
I love that. What's your spirit animal?
Oh, a sloth. I love naps.
Ready to walk back to the car? Yeah. Okay, we're gonna walk back to the car. What are 3 of your passions in life?
Okay, 3 of my passions in life. 1, authentic professional development. That's kind of why we're building Ladder, you know? Like I hate like how everyone has to kind of like fake it till they make it, and everyone's tired of it. And so like being able to actually relate that, it's hard to get a job, it's hard to like figure out what you're doing, and that's okay, and being vulnerable with that I think is super important. Creativity, I know it's like super vague, but like I love just how people are able to express themselves. Like I love creators, I think, right? So like people like Isabel, right? Like, or like videographers, or like fashion kind of creators, anything. Like I really respect people being able to just like take something out of nothing and like make it their own thing, have their own brand. And then vice stuff. I talked to Isabel about this, but like one of the other things, like if I were to create a side company, it would be in like the vice venture space.
Let's head back to the car, and then
oh my god, hello.
All right, we just got back to the house, and we're gonna go grab Peeps here and then head to Griffith. We're about to head over to Griffith, but first we're gonna get some food. But take a look at this beautiful scenery. It's so gorgeous. We've also recruited Emily to come and join us. Hello. Pretty. Just got here to Hollywood. We're gonna go get food at this Thai restaurant called Hoi Ka. Yeah, this place is good. Arrived to Griffith Observatory. The view of the city all right here. Your thoughts on Griffith, Emily?
It's amazing. Thank you for bringing us, Isabel.
What are your thoughts on Griffith, Louise?
Oh my god, that was beautiful.
Beautiful.
Such an amazing start.
Alright, long day.
Oh, we did it.
We did.
Very long day.
We're back in the car. How was Griffith?
It was amazing.
It was amazing. Alright, so we're going to close out the video, but before we close out, what would you say are 3 tips for anyone interested in joining an early stage startup? Or thinking about joining an early
3 tips. Fail hard, fail often, and keep going. Which is very cliche to say, but it's tough kind of working on early companies. There's a lot of like ups and downs, and like you'll be really happy with the company some days, other days you'll just be like really down in the dumps. But just kind of being able to power through and kind of chase what you're interested in, what you want to do is like the best thing and the best trait I see like all successful kind of founders and early people do. So do that.
What do you love about what you do? And what makes it all worth it, even though sometimes there are hard
so there's this concept called Ikigai, which I really recommend looking into. It's basically, I believe this Japanese concept, correct me if I'm wrong, that basically says that like the meaning of life is comprised into like what you're good at, what you enjoy doing, what the world needs, and what you can get paid for. And I think that being able to do all 4 of those things at a company that I enjoy and able to make a living off of is like one of like the best feelings. And it's something that the world needs too. So kind of finding that is my advice.
Yeah.
Ikigai.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Any last words?
Join Ladder at ladder.to. Follow me on Instagram at LuisOcampoX, and subscribe to Isabel because she's doing awesome shit.
Yeah, definitely. Make sure you follow him on Instagram, befriend him, and make sure to please like this video if you liked it, subscribe to join the Global Dream Team community here, and comment below. What should they comment below?
Your favorite thing that you do with chicken.
Okay, do that. All right, guys. See you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.